Hello everybody. The topic of this section is the law of one price and arbitrage. In this section, we will study what's the law of one price and how to do arbitrage. First, let's consider a question. How can decision makers estimate the values of the assets and the investment opportunities that are available to them? In some cases, they can look up the market price of the asset in the market or on the internet. But some assets are not traded in any market and therefore we do not know their prices. To compare alternatives in such a case, we need to figure out what their market value would be if they were traded. The essence of asset valuation in these cases is to estimate how much an asset is worth using information about one or more comparable assets whose current market prices we know. If we know the prices of assets that are virtually identical to the assets whose value we want to estimate, then we can apply the law of one price. The law of one price states that in a competitive market, if two assets are equivalent, they will tend to have the same market price. The law of one price is enforced by a process called arbitrage, the purchase and immediate sale of equivalent assets in order to earn a sure profit from a difference in their prices. There are transaction costs and arbitrages in the arbitrage activities. Transaction costs refers to the totality of costs such as shipping, handling, insuring, and broker fees incurred in the process of economic transactions. Arbitrage refers to the market participants in arbitrage activities and then engage in arbitrage for a living. For example, gold has been widely used as a store of value and as a means of settling payments for thousands of years. It is a well-defined commodity whose quality can be precisely determined. Consider the following question. If the price of gold in New York City is $800 per ounce, let's consider what the economic consequences would be if the price of gold in Los Angeles was only $750. First, someone called as arbitrator would buy gold in Los Angeles and immediately sell it in New York. More arbitrators would find the difference of prices between New York and Los Angeles and then carry out this arbitrage. The arbitrage activities would drive the price of gold up in Los Angeles and down in New York. The arbitrage will stop only when the difference in gold prices between the two cities is close to the transaction cost. Thus, the force of arbitrage maintains a relatively narrow band around the price difference between the gold market in Los Angeles and the one in New York. The lower the transaction cost, the narrower the band. Here is a quiz. If the price of silver is $20 per ounce in Chicago and the total transaction cost of shipping silver to New York is $1 per ounce, what can we say about the price of silver in New York? The price of silver in New York must be within $1 per ounce of its price in Chicago. Thus, the price of silver in New York must be between $19 and $21 per ounce. This is an application of the law of one price. Let's see an example about the exchange rate. Suppose the US dollar price of the yen is $0.01 per yen or equivalent 100 yen to the dollar, and the price of the yen in terms of British pounds is a half pence to the yen, or equivalently 200 yen to the pound. According to the law of one price, what is the interest rate of the dollar against the pound? 0.1 over 0.005, we can determine that the US dollar price of the pound is $2. Let's see another example. Suppose you walk into a bank in New York City and you observe the following three exchange rates: $0.01 per yen, 200 yen per pound, and $2.1 per pound. Suppose you hold $200. How to do arbitrage? At the dollar to yen window, convert $200 into 20,000 yen, and then at the yen to pound window, convert 20,000 yen into 100 pounds. Finally, at the dollar to pound window, convert 100 pounds into $210. So you can get $10 profit from this arbitrage activity with neglecting the costs. The former two examples are the applications of the law of one price in exchange rate. In general, for any three currencies that are freely convertible in competitive markets, it is enough to know the exchange rates between any two in order to know the third. And if you need to keep track of many different exchange rates, you generally only need to know the $3 denominated exchange rates. In summary, we studied the law of one price and arbitrage by examples about gold and exchange rates in this section. That's all about this section. Bye.